Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now first we want to hit the breaking news of the day, in that NBC is reporting that a person is in custody in the manhunt for the killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was shot and killed during an event at a Utah Valley University back on Wednesday. Now President Donald Trump said on Fox News earlier this morning, quote, "I think with a high degree of certainty we have him," end quote. Now, of course, NBC News sources have confirmed the arrest and said a family member of the suspect turned him into police. The FBI has offered a reward of up to $100,000 for information leading to the identification and arrest. And authorities say that they have recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle used in the shooting from a wooded area. Now, NBC's Peter Alexander has more of the political fallout around the shooting and assassination of Charlie Kirk.
This morning across the country, more fallout from the shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk, the conservative figure who wielded extraordinary influence in the Trump administration despite being just 31 years old. The White House Chief of Staff reflecting on Kirk's importance.
Charlie was very much a part of this family, and maybe the highest profile MAGA person outside of those that are working here.
Kirk was a leader of Young Republicans with his Turning Point USA organization. Some in the MAGA world expressing anger.
The debt will be paid. It's as simple as that.
While the shooter's motive is still not known, the president and some in his circle continue to assign responsibility to what he calls the radical left.
We have a radical left group of lunatics out there, just absolute lunatics.
But also sharing this message to Kirk's supporters.
He was an advocate of nonviolence. That's the way I'd like to see people respond.
There has been an increase in political violence in recent years, with 2 assassination attempts against the president, the killing of a Democratic lawmaker and her husband in Minnesota, and the firebombing of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's residence. Shapiro calling for calm.
We need words of healing right now. We need actions that bring about healing right now.
That call echoed by some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
We're doing a stroke in the fire or throwing gasoline on it. We have to do better.
It really shows you who has character and who doesn't, who's a leader and who's not. Leaders need to be thoughtful and deliberate and look to take the temperature down.
And again, that was Peter Alexander reporting. We now want to turn our attention to some happy news here in eastern North Carolina, and that a new park is opening in Onslow County. Onslow County officials say an opening ceremony will happen at 10 a.m., so just under an hour from right now, to celebrate its inclusive playground set at Hines Farm Park. The new additions to the park, located at 765 Run Road, include a 3,500 square foot play area, along with picnic shelters for visitors and a pour-in-place rubber surface and a new parking lot. Now, the $780,000 project was made possible by North Carolina Parks and Recreation Trust Fund 50/50 matching grant, according to county officials. Now, Board Commissioner Chairman Timothy Foster will invite a group of homeschool students to be the first to play on the playground. Officials say they're looking forward to adding even more upgrades to the park in the future, including a restroom facility and parking lot lights. Should be a very, very cool park to go play at. Now we want to turn to your weather forecast today. Again, a little bit different than what we've seen over the past few days, and a big part of that is, well, this view right here. We've got some sunshine across eastern North Carolina right now. Now there is certainly, again, some clouds around the east. We still have, again, a few patchy clouds out there over Morehead City. Here's what it looks like in Belhaven right now. Again, some clouds, but still going to call this a mostly sunny sky. Right now, Washington showing similar conditions, a little bit of that cloud cover just trying to hang around. Not to worry, it will be departing coming up throughout the day. Here's kind of look at your visible satellite. A little bit difficult to pick up those clouds right now just because that sun continues to kind of rise on the horizon. Here's what we've got in New Bern. Again, beautiful sunny skies overlooking the Neuse River. 70-degree air temperature. Dew points in the low 60s. Those are going to continue to fall here through today and into tonight. It would make for a very, very comfortable start to the weekend. 70-degree air temp is actually what it feels like outside, so pretty good. 71 degrees in Washington right now, northerly breeze at around 8 miles an hour. Overall, again, just sunny, comfortable conditions for today. That northerly wind will be intact, but I don't anticipate the strongest of winds. Think about more of a 6 to 12 mile per hour breeze today, with wind direction possibly coming in a little bit more out of the northeast later on this afternoon. Now, current air temperatures reading in the mid 60s to mid 70s. We got 65 degrees in Goldsboro. We've got 75 degrees in Stumpy Point. Rest of eastern North Carolina, save for Roanoke Rapids, really falls within that range. Roanoke Rapids right now coming in at 61 degrees. A little bit cooler as you get closer to the Virginia line. But over the past 24 hours, temperature change really hasn't been much to write home about. Maybe a few areas have seen maybe a little bit of rise over the past 24 hours. But we are expecting to see some bigger numbers on this map coming up later on today, because air temperatures are expected to be about 10 degrees warmer coming up later on this afternoon than where we were yesterday. Humidity will not show that same sort of rise. In fact, humidity has actually fallen over the past 24 hours, and that's going to continue because with that low pressure system moving its way away from eastern North Carolina, that's going to really unlock the full potential of those northerly winds that you're seeing across the east right now. And those winds will bring in some of that cooler and drier air. Lower humidity coming up for today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. So for this afternoon, highs getting into the low 80s, mostly sunny skies. Winds again, we'll give it about 6 to 12 miles an hour. Some of those stronger winds closer to the coast. For tomorrow morning, starting out again sunny and cool. Lows in the low 60s. Going to feel very nice. Wouldn't shock me, in fact, if we had a few areas register overnight lows and really morning lows in the upper 50s. Now for tomorrow afternoon, back into the upper 70s, low 80s. Some of us will make it into the 80s, some of us won't. Not to worry again, it's still something again we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Now here's another area of concern. Right now the X is finally moving its way out into the Atlantic. It'll be several days before it reaches that zone of potential development. For now though, again, something we're going to continue to watch, but nothing we need to be overly concerned about. Here's your 8-day forecast. Beautiful conditions for this weekend extend into Monday as well. Then middle of the week next week, a slight chance of maybe a few spotty showers around. Certainly nothing too intense out there. 81 degrees on Tuesday, 80 on Wednesday, 83 on Thursday, and then we're back to the sunshine by the time we get to the following Friday. Well, that's all we have time for today's 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a wonderful day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.